Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, federal shutdown threatens late-season air shows. NASA's Ingenuity helicopter sets Martian altitude record. FAA NPRM seeks to mandate cleanup of space junk. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Holland Lee. Let's get into today's stories. Federal shutdown threatens late-season air shows. Congress may not approve a fiscal year 2024 spending bill prior to the Sunday, October 1st deadline. The International Council of Air Shows has issued an advisory setting forth the imminent closing of the egregiously abused federal cash pipeline will likely impact U.S. air shows slated to take place in October and November 2023. The DoD has given informal direction to its personnel. Human and aircraft assets will be directed to return to their bases of operation on Sunday morning prior to arrival of airshow audiences. In the event a federal budget is subsequently approved, military aircraft and personnel will be permitted immediately to resume participation. Military air shows scheduled for October and early November 2023 will not proceed unless or until Congress approves an FY24 budget or a short-term extension. Performers and vendors taking part in military air shows are reminded to consult their personal contacts prior to making decisions pertaining to their involvement in such events. Additionally, it should be noted that the FAA's ability to provide the full spectrum of its functions remains uncertain. And coming up after the break, EarthX batteries approved for broader use.
Throughout the globe, Piper Aircraft has hand-selected the very best in company representation, service, and support. From first inquiry to acquisition to product support, Piper Aircraft ownership is seamless and worry-free. Piper Aircraft authorized dealers, factory trained, factory connected.
Flying is my entire life. It's all that I've ever known. I've relied on Hartzell propellers since about 1995. Hartzell means much more than a propeller. It's a relationship. When you hear the phrase built on honor, they care about us as pilots, they care about our community, and they care about the product they build. It's such a proud honor to fly behind that propeller.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. EarthX batteries approved for broader use. EarthX has earned FAA-approved Model List Supplemental Type Certification, authorizing the installation of its FAA TSO'd 12-volt Life PO4 battery on a comprehensive array of single-engine Cessna, Piper, and Mooney aircraft, as well as the Aviat A1. An AML STC is a multi-model approval method allowing a set of compliance data, including type design data and substantiating data, to be designated as baseline data applicable to various aircraft models. Air India officials suspended over safety lapses. India's Directorate General of Civil Aviation has suspended Air India Chief of Flight Safety Rajiv Gupta for 1 month following the agency's discovery of serious shortcomings in the airline safety culture and risk management protocols. The DGCA set forth in a September 21st statement, quote, "The DGCA surveillance found deficiencies in the accident prevention work carried out by the organization and the availability of the requisite technical manpower as required in the approved Flight Safety Manual and the relevant civil aviation requirements." End quote. Republican senator attempts to increase ATC hiring. For purpose of requiring the FAA to dramatically step up its hiring of new air traffic controllers, Indiana senior Republican Senator Mike Braun has introduced the bipartisan Air Traffic Controllers Hiring Act of 2023. If enacted, the bill submitted by the popular conservative senator on September 21st would require the FAA to undertake the maximum yearly hiring, some 1,800 applicants, at the FAA's Oklahoma City Academy. Additionally, the bill's text clarifies maximum hiring is subject to the availability of appropriations and does not authorize specific funding levels. 2 JetBlue aircraft lased in vicinity of BOS. Two JetBlue aircraft were struck by lasers in the vicinity of Boston's Logan International Airport on Thursday, September 21st, so stated the FAA. The flight crews of JetBlue flights 494 and 972 reported being targeted by an unknown party wielding a green laser early Thursday morning. No injuries were reported. The number of reported instances involving the aiming of lasers at U.S. aircraft hit a record high in 2021, rising 42% over the previous year to a deplorable and worrying total of 9,273 incidents. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. NASA's Ingenuity helicopter sets Martian altitude record. NASA's Ingenuity helicopter, while executing a September 16th sortie, broke its own Martian altitude record, ascending 66 feet above Mars' surface. This was the 59th flight, and the craft is well into its 31st month on the red planet. A representative of NASA's Jet Propulsion laboratory set forth in a September 19th X posting, quote, "Ingenuity has set a new record. The Mars helicopter successfully completed Flight 59, flying its highest altitude yet, 20 meters. The rotorcraft was in the air for 142.59 seconds, end quote. Flight 59 comprised a hover exclusively. Ingenuity covered 0 horizontal distance. Over the aggregate entirety of its Martian flights, Ingenuity has traveled a total of 43,652 feet, or 7.18 nautical miles, and remained aloft for 106.5 minutes, or 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 30 seconds, so states the machine's flight log. Prior to its 59th flight, Ingenuity's highest altitude was recorded at 59 feet AGL. To date, the helicopter's single flight distance and duration record stands at 2,310 feet and 169.5 seconds, set in April 2022 and August 2021, respectively. NASA's diminutive robotic Ingenuity helicopter was conveyed to the red planet slung to the underside of its more famous counterpart, the Perseverance rover. The two machines arrived on Mars February 18, 2021, after a 7-month spaceflight from Florida's Cape Canaveral. And after these messages, FAA NPRM seeks to mandate cleanup of space junk.
SkyLeader Aircraft offers a lineup of the most powerful, durable, and efficient light sport aircraft in the industry. From trainers to roomy cockpits for long hauls, SkyLeader has an aircraft for you. And the best part? They're in your budget. SkyLeader's base prices are set low to give you room to customize your aircraft to your needs, desires, and wallet, allowing you to put your money where it matters to you most. Visit flyskyleader.com today to learn about our aircraft, customization options, and chat with the team.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/Rusty today for details.
Welcome back. FAA NPRM seeks to mandate cleanup of space junk. The FAA has proposed a new set of regulations by which to mitigate the occurrence and proliferation of so-called space junk left in the wakes of commercial space launches undertaken by concerns the likes of SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Rocket Lab. The agency has drafted an NPRM requiring operators of commercial space launches to assume responsibility for disposing of the upper stages of spent launch vehicles. The FAA has set forth 5 means by which Elon, Jeff and company might comply with its proposed dictate. The options include the conducting of controlled re-entries, uncontrolled atmospheric disposal, aka burn up or blow up during re-entry, maneuvering spent upper stages to a designated storage or graveyard orbit, retrieving spent upper stages within 5 years, and propelling spent stages free of Earth's gravity and into open space. The FAA proposed also that operators of commercial space launches should be allowed up to 25 years to remove spent upper stages from orbit by dint of the aforementioned uncontrolled method. The FAA ascribes the issuance of its space junk NPRM to the ever-increasing numbers of satellites, fragmented material, non-functional spacecraft, rocket bodies, and mission-related items stuck in orbit. The agency cited the large numbers of satellites launched in recent years by broadband providers such as OneWeb with 684 satellites and Starlink with 4,500 satellites. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching.